this is Dee from CreateLoveShare. I have a quick little review video to do for you today. This one is of a gorgeous Joy Sunday cross-stitch kit that I got from DIYDigitalArt. And I'd originally done an intro video and, you know, my usual sort of thing, but I cannot find it. So I'm just going to do a quick little review video and show you how I went with this. Absolutely gorgeous cross-stitch. I love this image. Absolutely beautiful. It's a perfect little size, 14 count stamped Aida it was, and 27 by 27 centimeters. So beautiful little project to do. This one has all full stitches and it has back stitch as well. There was quite a lot of back stitch in this, and French knots as well. So that's your sort of cover sheet there, and I'll just show you that's the finished product. So it didn't take me all that long to do. I think it came out absolutely beautifully. I love the colors. The quality was very, very good. And but I actually did change it a little bit. So in these sort of sections where you have the white, so the white there, on there, and on his face, and that there was no symbols, so it is a partial and you're not meant to stitch those areas. I did stitch them, however, because I did it without to begin with, and then I thought, you know what, it looks unfinished to me, so I chose to get some white and stitch those areas, and I'm much happier with it that way. So I did stitch those bits, so I did that a bit differently. Secondly, there is a lot of French knots in this particular kit, and I didn't do those either. I was going to do beads actually, but you have all these sort of dots in here anyway that are from the snow, so I thought that's good enough for me. So yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be in there, but I didn't want to do them. But anyway, I think the background, look how gorgeous that background is. Beautiful colors. Absolutely gorgeous. Love how all that turned out. Now I will show you on the pattern what it looked like. So you've got, so there was 27 colors on there, and you've got French knots, and there's 5 different backstitching colors. So I don't know about you, but this one here and this one here look identical. I couldn't tell the difference on the chart. So one's a red color, one's a charcoal color. So I just assumed, like, I had to look at this here and try to follow here. So you've got red along the side of her jacket. So I did those bits in red, and then the rest of it I did in charcoal. But I thought that was kind of interesting that they could have used blue or something different, but I couldn't tell the difference between the two colors. Also, there's a lot of French knots on there. So the French knots are these little ones here, and they're absolutely everywhere. It would look amazing if they were on there, but I chose not to do them. And I'll show you on the other side, these areas here, there's no symbol, so you're not supposed to stitch those, or you don't need to. And on his face as well, but I chose to stitch them. So you can see there is a lot of backstitch on this particular project. But given how much detail is actually in there, if you didn't want to do the backstitch, you don't have to. So if you really like this image and you'd really like to do this kit, but you're put off by the backstitch, I would recommend doing it anyway, and don't do the backstitch. It looked just as good without it. So it just sort of, the backstitch kind of gives it a bit more detail and a bit more crispness to your edges. The only thing is, I'd probably do backstitch her face, because it sort of gives you that separation between the snowman and her face. So I think that turned out absolutely beautifully. Now, I did have one funny little episode happen with this. I have so much white stranded cotton in my stash, but you know I cannot find it anywhere. So I thought that's okay, I'll go out and get some. So I just dashed up to the store, and I was in a hurry. I was, yep, that's white. I grabbed that, off I went. And when I started stitching with it, I thought, this is really weird stuff, and it was pulling on my fingers, and it was weird. I thought, what is this stuff? Like, this is just not your normal cross stitch threads. That's it there. I had a look on, so I did get DMC. I had a look on there, and it says E940. Oh, that's a different number. I haven't heard of that before. It is very strange stuff, and it doesn't split easily into 6 strands. Where's an end? They're kind of thicker, and they're sort of harder to keep the tension. Like, what is this stuff? So anyway, I looked it up, and actually E940 is actually a special stranded cotton, and it glows in the dark. So, okay, so there you go. So when I frame my snowman, he will glow in the dark. I didn't even know they made such a thing, so there you go. So, moral of the story is, check the numbers before you buy them, so you don't get any little surprises. Anyway, I now have glow-in-the-dark threads in my stash. So there you go. There is my absolutely gorgeous Kiss the Snowman cross stitch. I absolutely love this. I think it turned out absolutely beautifully. You can see there, like especially in her coat, and that there is a lot of back stitch. It didn't take me that long to do, and it wasn't that hard to do. But as I said, if it puts you off, but you'd still really like to do it, there's plenty of detail in this cross stitch that you'd be able to get away with it easily and not have to do any back stitching. And they're all full stitches other than that. So I just love it. I love the colors. I love everything about it. So I'll just show you the leftover threads really quickly. There was plenty of leftover threads. Plenty there. I got a little bit close on this one here, which is also a back stitch color, so I was sweating a little bit on that. And this color over here, I was quite surprised that that's all I had left over. So that was one of the main colors, so I'm a bit surprised that I had heaps of this left over, but virtually nothing of that. Everything else, lots of leftovers. The threads were in really good quality, nice and long, nice and soft, very easy to follow, symbols. It was printed very well. So there you go. There's my beautiful Kiss the Snowman. I absolutely love that. It's so gorgeous. Highly recommend it to you if you want to have a go at this and with the back stitching. It's a nice little size. I took it around with me everywhere. I love how this turned out. So I'd like to thank DIY Digital Art very much for sending this out to me for review. Absolutely loved it. And I will put a link to this in the description box below if you're interested. And being a stamped cross stitch, this is already washed before I showed it to you. So if you want to see my tutorial on how to wash a stamped cross stitch, I will link that in the description box as well. So thank you so much to DIY Digital Art, and thank you very much for watching my video, and I will catch you next time. Bye!